In this video, we will go through the functionality of our design editor, called DesignPro. DesignPro contains various tools to modify or to create a design. The different editors are located in the left panel. You can choose between Layout Editor, Style Editor, and Color Palette Editor. You can also completely reload with a stock design or export the JSON files of the current one. In the Layout Editor, you can define the structure and appearance of your pages, the locations, sizes, alignments, and styles of any of the graphical elements. At top left, there are multiple tabs containing different layouts. The tab that is activated upon opening the editor is the one that the current page is using. If you choose to modify another tab, it will be applied on the page for the split screen and review mode. But when you click Save, you will need to go to Page Settings and choose the new layout to apply it. To add a completely blank layout, click on the plus button. The easier option is to duplicate one from the already existing ones, for example the Home layout, and modify it. To duplicate, hover over the tab and click on the blue icon. Double-click to change the name. At bottom right, you will notice three different tabs. The first one shows a split screen preview between the layout and the design, the second one only the layout, and the last one a preview without the layout. At the bottom, there are 6 different screens used to preview how your design will look on different devices. The editing canvas has a toolbar containing the different types of building blocks. The first building block is called a container and is represented by a yellow icon in the toolbar. To add it, click on the container and click anywhere on the canvas. Each container can be configured with various properties like width and height, paddings and margins, background and alignment. You can define a name, ID, and class to the container. To make the container optional from Page Settings, go to the Optional Container drop-down. To make this work, you should always add a unique name and ID. If you don't set any dimensions, the container won't be visible in the preview mode. Let's add a background image and height. The second building block is called a layout. In the toolbar, we have 2 types of layouts: rows and columns. By default, all containers come with a single cell layout, but you can add more cells by clicking on the plus icons. Now, we will add another yellow container inside the main wrapper. We will call it Header. It will have an absolute position at the top, with 100% width. We will add a semi-transparent black background. To split the header row into 2 columns, we will pick a column's layout from the toolbar and drop it at the corresponding location. The last building type are the content elements. There are some special predefined containers that hold specific elements, like logo, page title, main content, navigation, as well as auxiliary containers in which you can add content. Let's add the main content, as well as a logo and a menu to our header. Those building blocks can be styled the same way as the containers, so we will add some paddings to them. Using this workflow, you can define a grid that will contain your design content. In the Style Editor, you can define the styles for all user-editable content font styles, the design of sections and tabs, buttons, navigation, and so on. At top left, we have multiple tabs containing the different elements that we can style. At left is the Properties panel where you can define different style properties, and at right there is the Preview panel that gives a real-time preview of the changes. From all styles, you can set a global default style for elements. For example, let's change the font type for all texts. Let's click on the Font Family dropdown and choose a font from the list. To edit the style type for a particular element, select the corresponding tab in the top left. For example, let's change the style for heading 1, which we can find in Text Styles. Using the small radio buttons, you can set a specific style for links and links on hover. Let's remove the underline from the link and make it gray. And now, we will change the color for hover. You will find similar radio buttons for most of the elements, for example in the Navigations tab. With main navigation items selected, you can control the appearance of the different parts of the navigation buttons, captions, selected captions, and so on. The color palette is a defined set of colors and background images. You can freely change the predefined color palettes or create entirely new ones. Clicking on the labels will switch between the different palettes. To rename an already existing one, double-click on its name. To add a new color palette, click on the plus icon. From the Default dropdown, choose the palette you wish to apply or preview. To see the preview, click on the Live Preview tab located at bottom left. The numbers of the colors can be used to easily modify the color of containers and elements throughout your design. Let's say we need to change the color of the main content. Go to Layout Editor, click on the empty space in the styling canvas. This will open the global settings for the page. Type in color 1, surrounded by $signs. The background is now in the dark blue color, defined as color 1 of the palette. If we change the palette to red, the value will automatically change to the one set for color 1 in the red palette, and so on. If you are not sure which color is used for an element, instead of searching it in the layout, you can always use the browser's inspector and get the value. Then, just find the color that uses it and change it with the desired one.